If I walk very gently, it still flashes.
In the last video, we had a look at this circuit and how it can detect different levels of electrical energy in the air, from high voltage lines, to a human hand, to something like the kitchen microwave. The circuit did very well on the breadboard. But there was one glaring problem with laying it all out on a small surface area like this, and that whole thing meant upgrading it to a Veroboard. Let's see why, and then I'll show you how the new board has been a great improvement. Also, the circuit diagram, the Arduino code, and other information is now on a GitHub page at the link on the screen.
Here's a test that has proven to be very important for understanding some of the ways that this circuit works. What I've got is another one of the sensors that's connected on a twisted pair of wires, and we'll go and see what happens to detections. Well, first of all, in here, and both of these have been set up such that the LED is just about flickering, but this one is flickering a lot more on the table. If I now bring this one closer to the other, see, it's gone off similarly to the way that the other one is hardly showing a thing. This one has done the same. And now here's something quite important. I'm in the kitchen near to the microwave, and if I go near to the microwave with that newer circuit also next to the Arduino and the screen, yeah, it has to go really close to the microwave to get a reading. However, if I bring this other one away from the breadboard and the other circuitry, oh well, there we go. It's back to running really great. It's now illuminating a good 6 inches away, somewhere like that, maybe even further. So it shows the importance of separating the sensor from the other circuitry. So, moving it from the breadboard to a Veroboard, this is the kind of layout I'm thinking of. Got the Arduino on the left, screen in front of the eye. Here's the pot I'm going to change to a 10k with a 22k resistor, because that seems to be about the range that I'm using with the tiny little pot. And this one is far easier to use. And then a nice gap away to the sensor at the top. So that should isolate it in the same way as we saw with the microwave experiment. And that's what I'll get on with building. This build is nearly finished and ready for testing. The only thing left is for the output of the sensor to the rest of the section here. And because of the wire run lengths, I need to have something shielded. So I'm going to use one of these. It's actually intended as an antenna for an ESP32. Only this section on the end is bare and open to the elements. The rest is shielded. So I want to use that section on this circuit to give a shielded output from the sensor. There we go, the shielded output is in place and it goes directly to pin A0 on the Arduino. I'll just tidy up the edges and corners and such, and then it'll be done, ready for testing. And there we go, it's a bit better finish with the rounded corners and the straighter edge. Whoa, but I know somebody will have noticed this, the shielded wire was not grounded. It is now. The shielding had to be grounded, the wire itself is the only thing to go to A0 input on the Arduino. So I've corrected that now. It is a properly shielded wire. Well, before I show a couple of quick tests like the microwave and things like that with this working correctly, here it is working incorrectly. Because when I connected to the PC to do a bit of debugging, to change the code a bit, whichever, I thought there was something massively wrong with this circuit. It was doing this pulsing effect, which, as you may recall, I fixed with a piece of foil on the breadboard one, and that's why I got this wire here. I thought, well, I'll connect that to that, maybe that will fix it. No, it didn't. And I can't get the LED to go off to do much of anything. The range down here will change when I turn this pot, but it's still pulsing up and down. Well, it turned out it was the noisy environment of this desk itself, with the PC running, the monitor, the light, you know, that audio amplifier over there was all getting in the way. As soon as I switched to a power bank, it all cleared up. But one thing I do like, I've just come out of the room to try and test this, and immediately, if I walk along, it flashes as I walk. I mean, I thought it was the microphone itself working as a microphone. If I stamp my feet, you know, then that actually flashes. But if I raise my voice, this is a test of the microphone flashing it, nothing happens at all. I'll show you a test in a moment with clicking my fingers, because I presume that's not going to set it off either. If I walk very gently, it still flashes. So let's try that click test. Yeah. Nothing like the same. In fact, it's changing because my hand's in the way. I am about 4 feet from the microwave. If I walk towards, there we are, look at this. And the readings are going up as you'd expect. There we are, and then trips into the high when it's about 3 or 4 inches away, something like that. So I'm very, very pleased with the initial running of this. Now, if we have a look at the fridge, you'll see there's the readings and there's the LED as I get closer. Yes, it gets brighter and the readings do go up at the bottom there. So a couple of simple tests and yeah, it works fine. I thought I'd go outside and get a couple of readings, but this just cracks me up the way I can walk and the thing flashes. So, thinking about calibration, I've just reset it. I'm outside. I'm going to walk under the high voltage line to the house. You can see that we're pretty much around the zero. I'm going to walk underneath that line there. Do apologise about the sun and whatnot, but as I get nearer to this line, well, let's see what happens. Here we are. I'm now underneath. And look at the readings. So I'm hoping to use this kind of thing for calibration. One thing I will be doing from now actually is to put this power bank in a pocket, because that makes a lot of sense to remove any possible interference of the power bank from the circuit. So yeah, just pop that in the pocket and walk around with the circuit. Also, when it's on battery bank power here, when it's on the table, of course I can bring my hand there and there we are, and also look at the readings on the display at the bottom. So there we are, working perfectly. Now the thing is that all of the files will be on GitHub now. There's pictures, there's the Arduino code, there's a circuit diagram, and you'll be able to follow along, build your own if you like. And I'm hoping to improve this and integrate ideas that other people may have with their own builds, especially would be wonderful. So yes, really looking forward to the next video. Hope you are too. See you next time.